I hope you're doing really well. So I have finally managed to film my little catch-up chat with Louise from Ethel and Joan, who had in January her gorgeous resin buckles in the Out of This World boxes. So this is like my little introduction, and then I will put the chat up next. So yeah, it was really fun. I hope you enjoy our little chat, and let me know if you like it and would like me to do more, and I will be in touch with the rest of the lovely small businesses that have their products in the boxes to see if they are up for it as well. So without further ado, everybody welcome Louise. Hello everyone, hello Louise.
Hi,
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yes, I'm really good, thank you. I'm so pleased we finally managed to do this. We tried to do this a couple of weeks ago, and then we tried to do this on Monday, but it's all my fault. We got COVID, and then my little one got poorly on Monday, and it's just been a bit of a disaster, but we've made it.
Yay! And life happens, it's fine. It's all good.
I know. There we go, but hey ho. So, welcome. I've got a little display of the January box that your beautiful buckle was in.
Ooh. It was a very
So
nice
they
box,
went,
actually. It was such a pretty box to have
yeah,
my
it is
buckle
really
in.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
So it's funny though, because originally your buckle was going to be in the December box,
Yeah.
but you guys got COVID,
Yeah.
and then actually I think it actually worked out really well, because I think it was the perfect thing to go in January's boxes.
Yeah, I think it went better, doesn't it? Because we had some, originally it was a different design, and then you got
Yeah.
different fabrics, and then we swapped it. Then we all got COVID. And then and then it moved, so it just all worked out, and it complements that box really well, so yeah, it's all
It
good.
does. And like I say, it's just the way life goes sometimes, and these things happen for a reason, and it went perfect in the end. Are you guys all better from COVID? Did you have any?
My mum actually has she got COVID really, really bad, and so she has like COVID. She had COVID pneumonia, and now she has COVID delirium. So she's got a
Oh
lot
gosh.
better, but she's every now and again she kind of loses what she's doing. Um, but
Oh
she's doing
wow.
really well. And one of the things she enjoys the most is putting buttons on cards. It
Oh.
soothes her. So she's down there right now sticking buttons on cards. But yeah, everyone else was fine. It was just my mum likes to be dramatic, so she got it extra than everyone else. That's what we keep saying to her.
There's always one.
But there's always one. But yeah, no, she's getting a lot better, but it's just going to take a lot longer to like recover, because you don't realise that there's all these different COVID things. Like it's not just COVID
No,
now, it's like all these extra
no.
things. But she's doing really, really
I had
well.
like a good. That's good. I
How are
had like
you?
a weird arm ache afterwards, which
Oh,
was very strange.
that's very strange.
Just random.
I
Anyway.
what was weird for me is I lost my sense of smell, but I didn't lose my taste. So it was very strange because I couldn't smell the resin. When you pour resin, anyone who does, it's really strong scent, but I couldn't smell it,
Okay.
which is very strange. But anyway, past COVID, yeah,
That's weird.
it's all good.
I couldn't smell either. I was like sticking my nose in jars of coffee and couldn't smell anything. It was very strange.
Oh,
Anyway, we don't need to talk about COVID
no,
anymore. We've had 2 years of talking about
yeah,
COVID.
we can look on to the
um,
future.
yeah. Yes. Well, as I look onto the future, my first question was going to be, what did you do before you started Ethel and Joan? What's like your background?
So, I suppose I've had a lot of jobs in my life. Um, in terms of like learning my skills for Ethel and Joan, I've always been crafty, and I have an art degree in fine art. So I learnt how to do my mold making and casting from there. But then didn't use my degree straight away. I worked in offices, worked in retail, started my sewing sort of life when I was pregnant with my oldest daughter. I was very, very ill, and I was bored, and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't eat anything, and I couldn't do anything. So my partner bought me a £40 sewing machine from Argos. They do not exist anymore, but at the time they did. And I taught myself to sew. So that was like 9 years ago. And
Yeah.
then and I used YouTube to learn. And then I joined Sew Over It, and I was like part of their team for a bit. And then learned more about sewing and got part of the sewing world, which is just incredible. And then did Pattern Pals on YouTube. We
Yeah.
don't do it at the moment. We're on a pause because COVID happened and we all Barbara moved to Norway, so we're just gonna work something
Yeah.
out. But we did Pattern Pals, and obviously I'm just seriously addicted to sewing. And then I was working in an NHS during COVID, which is very, very stressful. And my
Oh
first two
wow.
weeks off, I decided I was gonna copy some buttons I had, made the buttons, and then my fellow pattern pals, Barbara and Lisa, went, "Those are really good. You should sell those." And then Ethel and Joan happened. So
Oh,
it's just
that's
like
amazing.
but I've done so many different jobs in my time, and it's just strange that I've gone back to what I did in my degree, and now I have a business from it. It's very strange, but yeah,
Yeah.
uh, that's what I did.
Oh, that's lovely though.
And
I love
now
how life takes all these twists and turns.
and now I'm actually doing F1 Joan full time, which is just craziness. That like what less than
Yeah.
it. We've only been going less than 2 years now, and I could already give it up, which just seems mad to me. But yeah, it's really nice.
It's lovely though, isn't it? It's so nice to be able to be your own boss and do the thing that you love the
Yeah.
most and get paid for it as well. So
I
that's
know
really
it's great. It's
nice.
just mad, to be honest. I still don't understand it. I don't understand how it's happened. I'm just very grateful that it has. But yeah, it's really cool.
how how did you find the transition from being part of a team to working on your own?
I think the difference is F1 Joan really is like a little family business. So as much as I'm the owner, maker, and the face of it and all that, I'm still part of a team because it's like when I've got big orders like yours, like my partner will be like sanding them, and because everything's made by hand, so a huge order like SewHayleyJane box, everyone gets involved. So like my partner will start helping sand, I'll be pouring like a crazy woman, and then my mum will be putting them on the cards. Sometimes friends come round, I'll give them dinner, they'll just be carding. And
Oh,
then like
lovely.
even my daughters were like count my youngest daughter Dora really likes counting how many there is, so she was keeping the count,
Yeah.
and then the oldest one was enjoying putting them on the cards. So it was like it, as much as I'm not part of like a work team anymore, um it's like a family friend team. So like even when I do shows, I have
Oh,
friends that like come and help and stuff like that. So as much as I'm on my own, I don't feel alone anymore, if that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Oh, that's really nice. So you don't get an email from me pop up and gives you a sense of dread that you've got to do it all on your own.
No, no, I just literally go, okay, I've done this, let's do it. I think because when I did so I've been in one of your boxes before, haven't I? Doing the Dalmatians,
Yeah.
and that was that was the first huge order I'd ever had. Um, and Dalmatians are like the hardest button to do because they're the smallest, but they've got like
Oh
four
no.
holes, so they've got more places to go wrong. So it's just surviving that has proven that I can do it. And yeah, my family are
Yeah.
just very patient with me, and they're like, okay, we know you're crazy, but like let's do this. And we just plan it out, and it works really well. That's why when COVID hit all of us, that's why we had to stop production, because it was like if I just like if only a couple of us, that we probably would have got the order out, but it was just when you take out all my members of my unpaid team, they we had to pause it. But yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
nice. It's a different sort of thing.
Oh, good. Oh, I'm really pleased. So, where did the name come from, Ethel and Joan? Tell us about
So
that.
Ethel and Joan is my nan's names. asked this a lot, like which one of you, Ethel or Joan? But Ethel and Joan is my nan's name. So all the buttons that I used originally were from their button boxes, and I used to play with their buttons as a kid. You know, like most people probably remember that. Like your nan would give you the button box just to keep you quiet, and you would sort it out and stuff like that.
Yeah. I do the same with Mia.
Yeah, it's just, and I do it with my kids. I just do it on a grander scale. But they, yeah, so it's named after my nan. So Ethel is my dad's mum, and Joan is my mum's mum. And yeah, and they're both very different characters as well. So Ethel's favourite drink is vodka, and Joan's is tea. And I just thought it just sort of encompassed like like all the differences. And it was just it's either a really good pub or a button like a haberdashery. So it's a haberdashery.
Yeah.
Really.
Are you more like Ethel or more like Joan?
Ethel, but without the vodka.
With the vodka.
Without the vodka. I'm more tequila, but yeah, I'm more. She's Cockney, so I'm more like South East London, like loud part of the party, where
Yeah.
Joan's a lot more reserved. But yeah. Definitely more like, but they're both really short, and in my family everyone's really tall apart from the nans, and then I'm the shortest girl by a long way. So I feel like I'm a little bit small and feisty like both of them anyway.
Oh, that's so fun. I'm the tallest girl in my
Are
family.
you?
At the moment, my nieces are creeping up a bit. I think they're going to take over.
Oh,
But
my daughters are
all
already.
the women on my mum's side of the family are titchy.
Oh, my everyone's really tall, and then there's just like my nans, and then it's me. But my daughter's already creeping over me anyway, and they're not even 10 yet. So I'm like, okay, I've got no got no hope really.
How many kids have you got? Two daughters?
I've got two, Keiko and Dora. But yeah, they're
cute.
they sound cute, but they're terrors. But no, they're really cool. Yeah, they're just lovely, to be honest, and I'm very, very lucky to have them. And they're quite inspiring as well. There's a couple of buttons where colorways they've gone, oh, why haven't you got that? And I'm like, I hadn't even thought of that. So there's like a rainbow range, and that was from both of them, because they were like, why haven't you got rainbow? And I was like, I hadn't even thought about that. I'm sorry if you're hearing barking. It's my dog. He's not happy that I've sent him downstairs.
No worries. Oh yeah, you got to have some rainbow in your life, definitely.
Yeah, I just didn't think about it. I love all the colours, but I hadn't thought about like the rainbow. Can't go wrong. And anyone who's got daughters under 10 is probably knows how much rainbows and unicorns and all that is involved, and dinosaurs.
Yeah, I was just going to say unicorns, rainbows and unicorns. Yeah. Have the girls showed any interest in sewing at all?
Yeah. So Keiko's. So you know, World Book Day. Keiko and Dora both made.
That's coming up, isn't it? It's March.
When they did it pre lockdowns and stuff, we made their World Book Day outfits together, like on the sewing machine. So because I've got a speed control, so I just turn it to tortoise, and then we just do it slowly.
Yeah.
So they both like used the sewing machine, and they both generally do show like interest. So it's, yeah, I'm sure they'll know. And my mum's been like taught Keiko how to knit, which is further than she ever got with me. So yeah, they're definitely going to be crafty. And they've even worked on the stall. So the last I did the knit and stitch show, and they turned up with their dad on the Saturday just to see what mummy does, because sometimes online it's a little bit like, oh, I don't really understand what she's doing. But when there was a physical store, at least they could see what mum was doing, and they even served customers. So they're definitely, I think they'll definitely like
so
join the business at some point, if not forever.
That's so lovely. Are you going to be at the Stitch Festival in March?
Yeah. It's just lovely to be there, if you get what I mean, and like meet people in the real world. It's one of the reasons I decided to give up my job and realised that it was real. Like everyone was telling me it was, but actually like them seeing people be interested in what I was doing and putting out there, and actually meeting people that had, and even seeing people with garments with my stuff on, like it kind of, I couldn't ignore the fact that it was real. If I know that sounds a bit weird, but it's just meeting people. You just sort of become yeah, it's hard sometimes to believe something's like actually doing well, even though yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If it makes
Yeah.
any sense.
Yeah, it does. I get what you mean. I'm so excited. I'm going to be going to the Stitch Festival on the Friday.
Oh,
Just as a customer.
oh,
Oh, just knocked the camera. Going up with my mum, and I cannot wait. I'm so excited. It was the last big thing we went to in 2020,
same.
and it'll be the first big thing I go to this year. So it's like a nice, hopefully a little bookend.
It'd be really lovely. Definitely come and say hello. Yeah, it was the last thing I did as well, and I worked on the Sew Me Sunshine stand, and now I'm going back, and it's going to be on my own stand. So it just shows what a difference 2 years make anyway. But
Yeah,
yeah,
so
I
cool.
think it's going to be lovely, to be honest. It's just going to be nice to see people and then see stuff in real life, like feeling it, and yeah, it's just a nice feel, to be honest. The
Absolutely.
sewing, and even just like the whole crafting community in the whole is quite a nice, friendly one anyway. So you do
Yeah.
see and meet some really lovely people. So yeah, it's a nice vibe.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing you and your mum.
I can't wait. I'm so excited. I need to sort of go with a game plan. I think of what I want. Otherwise, I think I'm just gonna be tempted by
I
everything.
think it's really good. So if you've made something in the past, or I always say this, so if you've made something in the past or you've got a pattern in mind, that you write yourself a shopping list. So, and then don't deviate from that, or maybe like set yourself a little like extra just in case, so that when you get there,
Yes.
you've got like, if you see a fabric that's going to be, say, perfect for a kilo wrap dress or something like that, or yeah, just anything that you've got in mind, or like a Cali shirt or
Yeah.
anything like that, and then you can go, oh, I know that I need 2.5 for that, or I know I need this. So then it makes it really easy to
Yes.
shop, rather than going, oh, I
Yeah.
know I need this and this, but actually I found this and I can't remember how much I used. So I find
Yeah.
it is so helpful. I have notes on my phone, and I just keep, and yeah, because sometimes you just find the right
That's
fabric,
great.
but you can't remember how much you are, and then it saves your pennies then, rather than buying too much rather than
Yes.
less.
Definitely. Definitely. I think I'm going to be going. So I've booked tickets to the new Craft House
Yeah.
party in April, which I'm
Oh,
so
I know.
excited about. I've never been to one of
That's
them
so
before.
jealous. They're really great, but it's unfortunately my daughter's birthday weekend that weekend. Otherwise, I would be going too.
Oh,
But they're lovely. It's so lovely. It's like a celebration of sewing. So yeah, no, it'd be great for you to
I know.
find fabric
I
there.
can't wait. So I'm gonna be on the lookout for some perfect fabric for the outfit. I've got an idea, something
Ooh.
very floaty and
They're,
extra, I
and
think.
they're going to be there as well. The new craft house has got a stand there, because I was talking to them. So they've got a
Yes.
stand there as well. So you might be
Yeah.
able to find some fabric there as well.
Yeah. Go and say hi to them too. Lovely. So what's next for Ethel and Joan? Have you got any other like new products or anything, new bits of the business you're thinking of
So yeah,
that you can tell
yeah,
us
I
about?
can, I can, it's fine. So I'm previewing some at the Stitch Festival. But what we've done is, so previously all my products are made from old products. So like I get a vintage button and then I make my molds, and that's how I do it. So then I'm kind of restricted by things that already exist, if that makes sense. But we've invested in a 3D
Yeah.
printer. We've got two different ones. And now I've been able to make new products that don't exist, if that makes
Ooh.
sense. So like I've been be able to design from
Ooh.
scratch all the way to the finished. So I'll be showing them off at the show. And then I've also got a couple of new button lines coming and more jewelry. So these are, oh, I don't know if you can see, but yeah, little hoops with resin discs on, more hair clips
Oh,
and stuff like
pretty.
that. So definitely moving a bit more to accessories, like just spreading out a little bit. But we've also got some new products
Yeah.
that like haven't been seen. And we've got, to be honest, the list is so long to do. But yeah, we've definitely got more things, and we've seen what works and what doesn't. And yeah, I'm just really excited. But now the fact that I can design stuff from scratch and you can see it like fresh, yeah, I just
Yeah.
can't wait, to be honest. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled see what's coming at the Stitch Festival. That's when we're gonna like show
Oh,
it
I
off, but I
can't
don't want to
wait
like
to see.
give too much away. But yeah, no, it's really cool. But yeah, we definitely got some new stuff
Well, I'm excited.
coming. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on us.
Keep an eye out. So where can people find you? Where can we go to see your new products?
So the best place is Instagram. That's where we like put most of our stuff. But also we have so that's Ethel and Joan on Instagram. And then we've got the Etsy shop as well. So it's just worth just keeping an eye. But anything new always goes on the Instagram first, and then I generally warn people like there's some new stuff. This is when it's coming. Like let's go out. So yeah, no, we've got definitely just give us a follow on Instagram and you'll see what we're doing.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, it's been so lovely to chat to you, Louise. Thank you so much for joining me.
That's okay. Thank you so much for asking me. I hope it was all right.
Yeah, my first interview.
Well, you've done
chat.
great. So I look forward to
chat.
seeing. Yeah, I look forward to seeing your other interviews and seeing who else you ask. But yeah, it's a pleasure to be your first.
Yes. Thank you so much. So I'll see you at the Stitch Festival next month.
Yeah. I'll see you there.
All right. Thanks so much, lovely.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.